255 million views on Spotify. This is crazy. If this is AI generated, I can just prompt in what kind of R&B style I want and then pretty decent result in a matter of seconds. What is that about the editing of this one? AI music can be really scary right now. Will it take over the music producer industry where everyone can just prompt in the style of beats you want and then AI is gonna do the work for us? Or are we still irreplaceable? Let's talk about it. I want to go back to EdTalenti's video about everyone is wrong about AI music, share his perspective and then see if I share the same thing.
Have you ever thought, what would happen if AI became as good as real people at making music? I asked this question to over 400,000 people here on my YouTube community and they responded that AI is the death of both music and the music industry. And you know what?
So before we start, I want to see your perspective, okay? So comment down below if you think AI is really scary and you're going to be replaceable, or if you think music producer industry is safe, don't worry about it. Just comment down below, I will check out the comments and I will respond to a few of them.
I think they're all wrong. In fact, the point of view I'm about to share might show you just how far we've already drifted from what making music actually means as a human being. And more importantly, how AI could
Yeah, but to this point, we have shifted so far about what making music actually means, but still, with Suno especially, you just prompt in whatever style you want and it pops out a really good beat just for you. And apparently you own the rights to it, so yeah, let's see what he does.
End up being the thing that kind of puts us back on the right track. Before we get into that though, there's one thing we need to address. AI will never make music like humans. That's impossible. Really, you really...
Are you sure about that? So let me just check out something real quick right here.
American Dream. I just looked at my fucking album that I had right there, American Dream. Let's create that.
Touch the sky, oh, the American dream. It's a whisper, it's a scream, it's a light that flickers, it's a fading beam. We chase it, we crave it.
You own them when you fucking generate them. So
think that's impossible. As of right now, in 2025, even a quick simple prompt like an acoustic metal song can spit this back in under 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is quite impressive. So since then, AI has evolved so much more, okay? So it's quite a bit scary, to be honest.
It sounds really good, and it's also the worst it's ever going to be. Like, just 3 years ago, this is what AI music sounded like. Fast forward another 5 years, maybe 10 years, there's no doubt in my mind that AI music will be unrecognizable compared to human music.
I think there are already a lot of AI music on Spotify and bottle playlists and everything like that. I think there was one artist. I mean, listen to this one right here.
On the wind, boots on the ground, smoke in the sky, no peace found.
This sounds good, okay? So yeah, I can tell in one, because I know it as well, that this is AI just because it doesn't have that same feeling, the same energy, the same texture that I would want from this kind of sound. But still, it's kind of amazing, to be honest. And 255 million views on Spotify. This is crazy. If this is AI generated, well, this is AI generated apparently. Still, this is kind of crazy what everything sounds like at the moment.
And many of us even start questioning, like, why am I still making music? Like, what is even the point? And I can already see your comments. But Ed, you sounded kind of optimistic there at first. What happened? This is actually pretty dark.
Not gonna lie, I asked the same thing once a while back, because they can make pretty much any soul sample, any R&B beat I pretty want. So me as a sample maker, sometimes a producer, can be really frustrated that I can just prompt in what kind of R&B style I want and then pretty decent result in a matter of seconds. So yeah, pretty scary, to be honest right here, so not gonna lie. But one main question for you guys is, what genres do you think will be the first one to be replaced by AI? Okay, let me know in the comments down below. I got an idea in mind. Let me see if you guys guessed the same one, okay?
Well, maybe it is a little dark, but...
What is that about the editing of this one? I mean, it's good, but kind of strange at the same time. I mean, he starts off in his studio, then go to his back door, now in his car. This kind of new storytelling. I mean, it's good. It's not that, but it's just kind of random.
Asking yourself why you're making music, I think that's a pretty valid question. And it's also a question that I've been asking myself a lot recently. But after a lot of research and as much thinking as my little pea brain allows me to do, I'm here to share with you what I think is a pretty unique perspective on this. See, everyone is asking themselves, if AI gets as good as people at making music, how are
What is this about the editing, man? What the fuck? I mean, I kind of like it, but it's so random. With the car, what?
artists going to make money, the AI copyright issues, AI training issues, and these are all very valid points that almost deserve their own video, but I want to address the elephant in the room. See, there's something that no one is talking about, and it's that all of these issues, as valid as they all have nothing to do with music. These are not creative issues. The fact that AI gets really good at making music has nothing to do with us as artists.
Yeah, they are not creative issues, but still they are pretty legal issues that we have to consider when this is possible. I mean, with Suno, apparently, I've heard that if you pay for the subscription and then you generate something, you own the rights to it 100%. So these are pretty important issues still.
And so here's my first big point in this video. AI is not at all a threat to creativity or art. Let me paint a picture real quick. Jimmy is 11 years old. His uncle just bought him a guitar for his birthday. Jimmy is stoked. He starts taking lessons, and throughout his teenage years, the guitar becomes his way to relate to the world. That guitar goes with him everywhere he goes, right on his back. It helps him play a song for a girl he liked and convinces her to give him a chance.
Wow, it's almost like music.
It becomes the thing he grabs when he's feeling sad, and it's his coping mechanism for difficult times. His guitar and his music become a part of his language. Creating music for
I think that's the way we all started, to be honest. We just get something or we see something we like, we just go for it, and then we start it, we like it, we love it, and yeah, we just keep going. I mean, that's how I started music, to be honest. I just watched a couple of videos of a German producer who just reacted on YouTube. It's called Tubo. I just got to blend in the clip right here. And he actually just was reacting to YouTube music. Okay, so music made by YouTubers who were not professional music artists, I would say. But he got a bunch of hate for that afterwards. But still, I saw the DAW he was using, so it was FL. I grabbed it, I learned it, I liked it. I kind of loved the feeling of creating something. And I was always music passionate. Yeah, so that's how I fell in love with music, by creating something I'm really passionate about. And yeah, I think this graphs represents this quite good.
For Jimmy is a necessity. Take it away and it's like you're taking away his ability to speak. The fact that out there's a human musician that's way better than him at music, and eventually an AI that's even better than that guy, it changes nothing. See, if Jimmy feels like he wants to pick up the guitar and play, he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, that may be right too, but still, I mean, if you want to live off your music and if you really want to do that, I think that's why most people are here, to be honest. They want to live off of music. AI can be pretty scary because we need to make money off of our art and creative to be able to live out of it, if you get what I mean. So pretty much, yeah, the creative aspect is great, but we need the money still. And without the money, we can't make it.
If AI can do it faster, better, because that doesn't solve his creative problem. It's like if I want to spend a fun night playing a video game, I don't care that there's a bot that can get me through the game faster and better. Because with the bot, I'm not actually playing the game, I'm not having any fun. Even if the final result is objectively better than what I would have done on my own. AI cannot solve my creative needs.
No, it cannot solve your creative needs, but it can block you from getting your financial needs done. That's what I think about it, because, yeah, as I said, if we all want to do this full time as a music producer or an artist or anything like that, why should an artist pay for our beat or pay for our studio sessions or pay for us as humans if he can just go on YouTube for the type beats, or even better, just go on Suno, create a beat, the exact style he wants, rap over it, owns the right to the beat still to 100%, and then drops it on Spotify and can make thousands of dollars out of it. So, still kind of scary.
Just can't. And see, that's where everyone is wrong. Music is not gonna die. People are never gonna want to stop making music because it's a
Well, to be honest, I don't think music is gonna die. Because long as I can remember, music has always been part of our culture. I mean, in the pre-mature phase, we always used music to communicate, okay? We danced, we sang, we played some instruments and everything kept evolving. So music itself is not gonna die, it's just gonna change. And with AI, this can be pretty scary.
Primal human necessity. AI is not a music problem. It's just a money problem.
And yeah, AI is a money problem, but you can block you for living out of it.
We can fix business models. We've done it time and time again. Even just in the last 50 years, the music industry went through at least 3 or 4 big radical business model changes. And we can totally do that again and find a way to adapt.
Yeah, the business model kind of changed itself. Now with Spotify and the digital arts, a digital product is different again and more for the independency part. But still, the main issue keeps being that it blocks our ability to make money out of it because nobody is gonna pay for it anymore.
Which kind of brings me to the real point of the video, which is that if art is fine, it's safe, then is AI music really that much of a problem? And what is actually going to happen to everything around music? Because the business side, that is about to get blown up. And what comes after could either...
Yeah, it is, but still, it's music business, okay? So you can't make the business out of it without the music, and you can't make the music or live off of the music without the business sides. You are still a business, okay?
Either be the best thing that's happened to artists in decades, or if we don't play our cards right, it could be the final nail in the coffin. And here's my prediction of what's gonna happen. It's totally speculative, but it's just my optimistic vision of the future. Okay, so the streaming platforms we know today, they're not gonna disappear, but they are gonna kind of fade into the background. Literally, Spotify, Apple Music, those are gonna become like the new radio. Just background music for coffee shops, clothing stores, Ubers, gyms, just safe.
I think that's already the case. Sometimes if I'm on a coffee shop or something, you just play random generated music in the background. Also in the gym, there's a curated playlist for gym music. So it's all about Spotify and Apple Music and Deezer, something like that. So it's not radio anymore. Radio is kind of dead, to be honest, at least in Europe.
Algorithm-friendly playlists. For people who don't really care what they're listening to, they just kind of need to fill in the silence. Instead of the regular playlists we have now, you're gonna have songs generated for you on the spot. Like literally, you go out for a run in the morning, you got your phone, open up Spotify, it's gonna generate like 100 songs for you right in that moment, perfect for your taste. They know what you like, they know what you don't like. They're gonna make songs that are exactly built for you. They match your mood, they match the time of the day, they know you're about to run, so they also match the activity, like high energy, infinite background music. That's all it's.
Well, that's already the case because with Spotify you have that the smart feature, so the smart shuffle, which analyzes your taste and also the genre of music you listen to the most, and then search for random songs that aren't on your playlist or liked songs or anything, and just put them into you for you to discover them. So that's already a feature, but it's still not always the best, to be honest.
Going to be. It's disposable, it's quick, it's cheap, it's forgettable, just a commodity for you to have a good run. But here's the big twist, because artists, like actual artists, they're not even gonna want to compete in this space at all. Why would they want to feed this algorithm that it's all about speed, consistency, polished products, all these parameters that objectively AI is going to be better than any human being at? And the artist is gonna see no point in participating in that. It's just a different world. And to see where this is going, you need to kind of zoom out and look at how we got here in the first place. Okay, so if you go back to before the...
Yeah, I'm pretty interested in seeing what his point is, because in which space are artists gonna be in then? Because if they won't put their music into Spotify to people listen to them, where are they gonna put their music? Because in front of other people for concerts, they need a fan base, and to be able to do that, fans need to actually listen to the music, and this only method right now is Spotify and streaming platforms. So I'm pretty curious.
The internet, you have the first business model, what I call the label era. You have fans who buy the artist's music, like a CD or something like that, and the profit of that CD goes straight to the label. And then the label takes all that money and splits it between the artists, the writers, the producers, the managers, and whoever else. So basically, the label collects all the money directly from the fans by fans buying the actual music and then redistributes it to whomever.
Yeah. That's pretty much accurate.
Little bit. Let's go into the current model, the streaming era. Now, when this first started, this was a great thing. This was a great revolution because the internet killed the gatekeeper. At this point, the label didn't matter as much anymore because you had the internet and people could directly find the artists on the internet and support them in a million different ways, including streaming their music. And a lot of people, including artists, were really optimistic about this. They were like, finally, we can make a living with our music. We don't have to compromise to please the labels. We can just make whatever we need to make. Until still, that dream got completely shattered by playlists. Spotify playlists. And I say Spotify, but literally this applies to all the music streaming platforms, at least the big ones, and the algorithms they built that kind of determine who wins on those platforms.
Yeah, that's the main thing right now. Spotify playlists, everyone wants to get to the curated playlist with tons of plays and everything like that, just so that they can get discovered, they can get new fan base, new fans out, they can get their music heard, to be actually. So yeah, he's got a really good point. That's the current business model.
To the previous model, the fans, they're not giving any money to the artist, they're not giving any money to the label, they're giving all of their money to Spotify. All of it. And then Spotify 100% arbitrarily decides who gets how much. They just collect it all and then kind of redistribute it a little bit. But their incentive is not to grow the artist, their incentive is not to even fund the labels, their incentive is to fund themselves. So they're gonna find every possible way to keep most of that money from the fans themselves.
That's why independency, and you don't actually need a record label, is so popular, because you can just release your own stuff independently, you know, and own the whole thing, to be honest.
Fans and artists get pulled away from each other, the connection gets weaker and weaker, and the songs kind of just become stuff. The average listener gets literally trained by the Spotify algorithm to just kind of listen to music as background. But this is what I'm really excited about, because now we're entering a new model, a new era that we're gonna kind of see unfold in the next 5 to 10 years as AI gets better and as AI gets more included in this whole system right here. And what AI is going to do is erase all of this. And on one side, you're gonna have your streaming platforms. AI generates the songs, or at least a lot of them. They make their money and it becomes background. Very high quality, very personalized background music. And what I believe is going to happen is that this model is going to drive the artists to seek their fans, to seek direct fan support. So it's gonna kind of go back to the fan support of the label era, the first one, but combined with the democratization of the internet era, the streaming era. So no middlemen, no gatekeepers, just artists and the fans who love them.
Yeah, but still, I mean, maybe I got something wrong about this, but how can you get some fans if you as an artist are relying on streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and even Instagram and TikTok to show your music and to let people discover them and hear them?
With direct fan support, you can make your own music, whatever that is. Weird music, honest music, experimental music. The crazy part is that real fans will actually support that. When you don't have an algorithm in the middle that decides what's worthy of getting plays, but the fans actually decide themselves, you being weird, you being more of yourself, it's actually a great thing. People are starving for authenticity. And when everything else is mass produced by AI, even though the quality is great, people are going to crave the one thing that AI can't reproduce. They're not just gonna care about the music, they're going to care about the process, the person behind it.
That's true. The music, the product itself will not be the problem. I watch a lot of other YouTube videos, except for music, and most of them are pretty long. I mean, half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hour videos on YouTube, just because I like the authenticity of the people making them, okay? It's not the scripted video, high quality and everything like that. It's more raw and more authentic. So I feel a connection to the person I'm watching. So that's where the process and the authenticity will play a much bigger role right now, in the future as well. Okay, so he's got the point, but still, all the up and coming artists are gonna have a much more difficult time getting fans because they don't rely on the algorithm. So how are they gonna get some fans?
The way they make the music. We're already seeing that happening right now. Even my YouTube channel, that's what it is. It's you seeing me create music. It's not so much about the final product, it's about the creative process. And AI is going to push that like so much faster. So let me bring Jimmy back for a second.
That's what EdTalenti's channel is all about. He makes music, myself included. I like to share some stuff I learned myself and show you the process of how I did this and how I achieved that specific sound I really enjoy. But still, the main point is the same.
The kid that got his guitar from his uncle and really fell in love with it and started making music. Well, fast forward a little bit, Jimmy is in his 20s right now. He's still making music, but he doesn't care about Spotify. Spotify is for boomers, for old people. It's like the radio. But what he does have is 500 fans. And each of them is paying him just $5 a month. They believe.
How did he get the fans? That's my main opinion. Okay, well, maybe because he played the music live, he went on the street, played some music, get some fans, and still the fans need to listen his music on Spotify and Apple Music and streaming platforms. So he relied on the algorithm still.
him, they like his music, and they want to support it, and they want to be a part of it. Now Jimmy is making $2,500 a month, which in Spotify terms, in streaming terms, that's literally millions and millions of plays. But instead, he's getting that directly from just 500 fans. It's not superstar money, he doesn't fly private jets and do any of that, but it's enough to pay his rent, his music gear, and more importantly, it's enough for him to keep making music and keep just living off of his art. And because Jimmy doesn't need to impress a label, or he doesn't need to land on some specific sounding playlist, he is free. See, in the old system, Jimmy would have been a flop. He's got 500 people listening to him. He's not making any money. He would have just been chewed up by the algorithm. He would be done. But in this new system, he thrives. Because here's the paradox. AI is gonna kill mainstream music. But in doing that, in bringing the machines into the world of art,
that's one thing everyone is doing right now, is creating the community aspect of it. Because if you have the community, you build trust and a relationship with your fan, and afterwards you build your own brand to it, and afterwards you can sell pretty much anything to your fans because they are your fans. They like you as a person. So if they like you as a person, they will like what you're doing because you like it yourself. You can sell pretty much anything you want, just because if you got a personal brand and a community who supports you, they're gonna buy from you.
It's gonna make us reassess what music even is, and it's gonna kind of force us to bring it back to human expression. Not content, not algorithm fillers, just art and people supporting you. So keep creating music, keep expressing who you are through your art, and more importantly, keep having fun.
Well, that's the end of the video. I'm pretty interested in your opinion. My opinion stays the same, to be honest. Music itself is not a problem, but the way to be financial free and use and monetize your music will be different, because you're gonna have, especially as an up-and-coming producer or even artist, you have a lot more difficulties to stand out from the crowd because everything can be replaced so fast, especially with AI music. Yeah, you're just gonna keep being creative, show your process. So EdTalenti message is not so wrong. Show your process, show you as a human, and then share what passions you. And people, if they like what you do, they're gonna love you still, and you're gonna be able to build a community and build a fan base that way. So yeah guys, that was it with the video. I hope you like it, to be honest. It's kind of different style of video today, and if you liked it, I would appreciate you smash the like button if you learned something new. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos, and let me know in the comments your opinion on AI, and also if you fear it's gonna replace you or not. Thanks for watching, and let's see each other in the next one. Bye.